Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, and today in this video I am going to discuss about EC2, which is the virtual server of Amazon Web Services. So let's start. In this video I'll be covering about an introduction of AWS services, then Elastic Cloud Compute, that is EC2, an introduction of that. Then what are the different types of EC2 we have, and how is the pricing model of EC2. Then security group, which is the crucial element when we create a EC2. Then I'll give you a small demo about how to launch the EC2 and how to provision it. And then we will discuss about the networking with the EC2 servers. And then at last we're going to see the different placement groups available in the AWS for EC2. So let's start. This video will be very interesting for the people who wanted to understand about EC2. So let's start with this. First, I just wanted to discuss about AWS services. So, what is Amazon Web Services? Amazon Web Services or AWS services are the different services which AWS offer as a part of its cloud hyperscaler services. Okay, for example, if we see, we have compute services, we have storage services, database services, networking, analytics, machine learning, security, and compliance. So whatever modules we have in a traditional software development, whether it's a server or whether it's a storage, whether it's a database or network, everything is available in a form of service in AWS. So these AWS web service offer reliable, scalable, and inexpensive cloud computing services. So these are having their own pricing model. So based on our needs, we can choose the pricing model, and they are scalable. We can anytime scale in or scale out, and these are reliable, means they are always there 24 by 7, because they have a proper backup and restoration for all the services. So one of the AWS service is EC2. So EC2 is a compute service. So what is compute service? Compute platforms such as AWS Compute supply virtual server instance and storage and APIs that let user migrate workloads to the virtual machine. To give you a very easy example, how we have normal traditional servers where we do our computation, our workload, whether it's a batch processing or processing of huge data, or whether it's a machine learning algorithm execution, or whether it's a normal scanning of documents, or whether it's a website. For anything we need compute services. So these compute services are nothing but our servers which compute for us. So these servers in traditional or on premises are stored within our premises, but here in the AWS these are the virtual servers, means they are stored at the remote location and we can access them, their instant, virtually over the internet. So that is the virtual servers, and the AWS virtual server is known as EC2, that is Elastic Cloud Compute, which I am going to discuss in this video. So Amazon Elastic Cloud Compute is a part of Amazon's.com cloud computing platform. Amazon Web Services that allow user to rent virtual computers on which to run their own computer application. So whenever you want to run any application, any software, any testing, anything, you can always provision AWS EC2 instance through their management console, and you can use and pay for whatever time or for whatever instance you have used that. So that is the EC2 instance. It is known as EC2 because its full form is Elastic Cloud Compute. So there are different types of EC2 instance, that is general purpose. This general purpose servers or general purpose EC2 instance are used for day to day activities, whereas compute optimize, where you need good computing power, those servers are there in the compute optimize. Where you need good memory, then there are memory optimized EC2 instance. Where you need accelerated computing, means high speed computing in nanoseconds or like milliseconds, that kind of computing, then we have accelerated computing EC2 instance. And at the last we have storage optimized EC2 instance. So based on the purpose for what you want that EC2 instance, you can choose among these. Then we have the price of EC2. So the pricing model of EC2 is based on some categories. So these are some categories which I have listed here. On demand, so there are the EC2 servers, or we call it as instance, which are available on demand. Means if you see here, it says pay by the hour or second depending on the type of instance you run. So there are different type of instance, some are micro, some are macro. So they have the different computing capabilities, small, big server, large server, like this. So based on the server type what you are using, you have to pay per hour. That is on demand pricing. So here you have to pay based on the time you have used the services. So if you are using for an hour or for for 1 second also, it's written right, for second or minutes, anything based on the time you are using, you have to pay for that. That is on demand EC2. Then we have saving plans. Saving plans are the one which is used when you have, when you know that you need that server at least for some time. Like if you have your prior uh, requirement for 1 to 3 years, in that case you can use saving plan. So one of the EC2 instance in the saving plan is reserved instance. Reserved instance, if you see what it is, reserved capacity for 1 or 3 years up to 72% discount on the hourly charge. So this is used when you have predictive usage. Suppose I have an application which will run minimum for 3 years. So instead of paying per hour, if we are using that continuously for 3 years, we know that already. In that case, it's better to use reserved instance. These instance, when we use, we will get a discounted price up to 72% discount on the hourly charges, and they will be like cost optimized and reliable for us. Then spot instance are like purchased unused capacity at the discount up to 90%. Price fluctuate with the supply and demand. So spot instance are the instance which are unused available in AWS. So there are instances which are not in use. Okay, suppose today I just want to do a batch work, or just want to process some 100 or 1,000 records. Only for that time I need an EC2 server or instance. At that time I can always choose spot instance. Why it is known as spot instance? Because these instances are available for some particular time period. For example, I have a budget. Suppose I can pay $100 for an hour. In that $100, whatever is spot instant is available for me, that will get provision from the AWS. Once the price of that, suppose some other person have the budget 150 bucks per hour, then that once the price is above what I have purchased, then that server will get discontinued from me and it will go to the other person who have already put 150. So it is like a kind of a trading. If we get more price, the server will go to that particular individual or company. So this spot instance is good where you don't need server on continuous basis. You can on and off your work. Based on that, you can use this spot instant where the discontinuation of work is bearable, where there is no loss. If your work get discontinued in between, then you can take the spot instance. But the benefit is we'll get 90% discount here if we use the spot instance. Then we have dedicated host. Dedicated host is the permanent provisioning, no shared resources. It is a physical EC2 server which will dedicate it to you, and it will be for you. Like you are, how you are purchasing your actual server, it is same kind of dedicated server which is given, but it is the most expensive option which is available. So these are the some different pricing model if we want to provision the EC2. Now, when you launch a EC2, I will show you in the upcoming slide how to provision the EC2. But when you do, there is something known as security group. Security group is nothing but a firewall. How we have a firewall where we block some ports, where we open some ports for the security reasons. Similarly, security group is there for the virtual servers or EC2. So, security group is a virtual firewall for EC2. By default, block everything. By default, all the ports are blocked in security group. To unblock, we need to enable those ports. For example, if I have a website, then I have to unblock my SSH, HTTP, HTTPS, so that people can access that. Okay, so we have to unblock those ports, and if somebody wants to access over the internet, then we have to unblock this 0.0.0.0/0 IP address. This IP address is like for anyone over the internet to use our services. Then we have to unblock this. So I'll show you in the upcoming slides how to do this. So I'll just wanted to give you a demo. So let's go to our demo here. um, Here I have already logged into the console, and now I am going for EC2. I will search EC2. So here is the EC2, which is a virtual server. Now I want a server. I want to start a server. So I will directly go and launch instance. In the launch instant, I want to give the name of my server. Okay, so anything we can give, like I'm just giving here demo server. Okay, then we have to select the, just do this, then we have to select the OS image. So which OS image? So if we see, there are different options like Windows, Ubuntu, Amazon Linux. So this is an Linux which is customized by Amazon. So this is Amazon Linux. So I'm just selecting this for now because it's a free. You can see different, there are some free OS also, and there are some payable also. And after this, I am seeing that which instant I have selected. I have selected EC2 micro. There are different instance here, you can select anything, but this is free tier instant, which is a which is having one CPU. We will get 1 GB of the memory. So this is the it's a price mentioned here. It's a free instance. Then we have to select a key pair. Key pair is nothing but a username password which is required when you want to access this EC2. So if we want, we can select, because I am just showing you as a demo, so I'm just creating a key pair. I will give the key pair name as demo key pair. So this is a demo key pair. When you do this, it will automatically create and give you. You can download and you can just open this key pair. Now if I show you here, this is the key pair which is there to access this. So once you download, you cannot access it again, so just make sure that you have downloaded successfully. Then network setting, so this is virtual private cloud. For now we will leave this. Then firewall or security group. So if we want to create a security group here, for example, this is a security group, we want to allow SSH traffic. Suppose I want to allow HTTPS, I want to allow HTTP, like this we can. And here if you see, for anywhere we are just enabling this IP as I told you earlier. Then this is the storage, so we will keep it as default storage. Then in the advanced detail, we have domain joined directory. IAM, this is access management, we will cover in the upcoming session. Auto recovery, shutdown, hibernate, all this thing we will keep it as default. And then we will go at down, and here if you want to run any script during the bootstrap time, then you can mention in the user data, that we will show you later. And now just click on launch instance. So here it will show the progress, how much time it's take to launch the instance. So now our instance is ready. If I go to the instances, okay, I can see now my demo server is up, and it's like, it's right now it's in a pending state. It will take some time to come up. Let me just refresh it. Okay, we will just wait for a couple of minutes to let it come online. Okay, if you see, this demo server is up and running now, and we can see that we have this IP address for this server where from which we can access this. Private IP is there, and all the other details we will able to see here for the server. So like this, we can always use and launch the server. So I have shown you launching EC2, adding security group and user data, then networking with EC2. So once you have created a EC2, you want to access that server through your system, or any of your consumer want to access that. So for this, we want to enable the networking. Excuse me. So there is something known as network interface controller, which is a hardware component that connects a computer to the computer network. It is always embedded in the motherboard. So this kind of network interface controller, we have the virtual networking card in the EC2, because this is a virtual server, and this is the abstract version of the NIC. So there are three different cards for networking. One is elastic networking interface. This is a virtual networking interface card which is used for day-to-day networking. It support private IP4 address, it support public IPv4 address, then it support many IPv6 addresses, MAC addresses, and one or more security group. Then we have enhanced networking. These cards are for high performance, like where we want 10 Gbps to 100 Gbps speed. When that at that time we use this kind of enhanced networking. In this, there are two adapters. One is elastic network adapter, which support up to 100 Gbps, and one is Intel 82599 adapter, which support 10 Gbps speed. Then at last we have elastic fabric adapter. This is the accelerated high performance networking card, which is used for machine learning and other application. Why it is high speed? Because it bypass OS kernel and connect directly to the adapter, and this is only for the Linux. So these are the different network interface cards available with the EC2. Now there is something known as placement group. So all these instance or EC2 or virtual server, they are grouped into three kinds of category. Number one is cluster. So these are the grouping of EC2 instance in the same availability zone. So availability zone I have already told in the last video, you can go and watch that. So in one availability zone, whatever EC2 instance are there, when we group that, that is a cluster of EC2 instance, and they are always highly available because they are into the same availability zone. Then spread is a group of EC2 which are placed on distinct hardware. So it might be possible that one hardware can have more than one EC2 instance, but the EC2 instance which are located into different hardwares, that kind of group is known as spread. Then we have partition. So this is a EC2 group, EC2 instant group, that is logically divided into racks, and each rack is having their own network and power sources. So these two, spread and partition, are in the multiple availability zone, and this is in the single availability zone. So this is a placement group. Out of this placement group, if you want to choose the servers, you can choose from any of the placement group, or you can mix and match and also can choose the EC2 instant. Now this is a short introduction about what is virtual server, what is EC2, and how to launch this. I hope this is useful for you. If you have any doubts and queries, please post your questions in the comment section. I'll try to get back ASAP. And thank you so much. Have a great day ahead. Bye bye.